Hi people, hope you're doing well. I'm Hannah. I've come on to talk a little bit about chronic fatigue syndrome, otherwise known as ME or fibromyalgia. But long COVID also presents the same. And people who have been following my journey on the channel will know that I have chronic fatigue syndrome, which I developed after having the flu at Christmas, New Year 2021. And I was bedbound for the beginning of like 2022, maybe till about May, June time. Started to feel like I was recovering, even like started exercising, quite normally for a period of about 6 weeks. Then I had a bike accident, which completely made it worse. Landed on my pelvis, not really been able to train like I did before because of all the imbalances and everything from that accident. And it's just unfortunate that I landed on my pelvis, which is like the center of every runner. And by that point I was already being stalked and things online, but economically I wasn't as affected by it. I've had the flu before because I have asthma, so I've had the flu like a couple of times before in my life, and I've never had the fatigue phase afterwards last years as it has in this case. But I want to talk about trauma because my fatigue is definitely linked to trauma, and it's compounding trauma. And it started off with being bullied out of my career, first in 2019, bullied out of neurosciences, then going back in the NHS, and then being managed out after developing fatigue and having the accident. So I didn't have any support from my employer, which you would think the health service, you would think they would know. Basically, if you're a good and competent employee like me, you get bullied your whole career in the NHS because it's full of narcissists. And when I basically had an accident and had this fatigue, they used it as an opportunity to manage me out and remove me. So I basically had to go through a really long grieving process for my career without any really real proper help. Then I thought, okay, well, I'll build a business using my creative capabilities and talents that I was reviving and going back to. Because when you're in a career, you don't really create the same as like when you're like free and younger and you've got more spare time. Definitely not in something like the NHS where it literally steals everything, all of your life. Literally steals all of your life away for 14 years. It did that to me. It literally drained me. And part of my exhaustion was just for the fact that I could stop from that, and then my body just kind of shut down. After 14 years of bullying, 14 years of trauma of actually being in that career, it completely shut down. But that's supposed to end. But then there was the added trauma on top of that, of my identity being stolen, being financially scammed, my income being stolen online, everything being cloned, being terrorized at my house, day in, day out, by the council, by the DVLA, by whoever these terrorists, these Chitrail tech and financial terrorists are getting to use systems and things to terrorize me at home. That's been a prolonged campaign of terror on me for the best part of basically since 2022, 2021, because they came to my street and like vandalized my car when everyone was working at home, because they started stalking me from June 2021. So they came and vandalized my car when it was parked on the street. At first I thought maybe like my neighbours hate me and stuff, and I never really attributed that to this whole ongoing campaign. But in like now looking back, it's probably part of the same thing, because why would my neighbours vandalise my car when I've lived here for years and years and years before with no issues? And they're gonna know that, everyone's gonna know that it's my car. So that's just really bizarre. And there were just loads of odd things happening, like people started selling cars outside my house. I never had any sort of crime or anything come to literally my front door. People like in the council and the DVLA like clamping my vehicle outside my house and then extorting money from me. Literally loads of different like fines for things that I've already paid the fine for, that I'm having to pay the fine for now, having not even been to court because they fake the cases. All of that is trauma. And then imposing fake debts, like getting, having to deal with loads of fraudulent financial institutions that were trying to trap me because I'm racially profiled in the banking system. So they were just targeting me based on my profile of someone who they could try to get away with extorting and stealing my house. All of that is trauma. And basically that is like pain. And this is before we even get onto the fact of the genocide, before we even touch that. Because we feel the pain that's happening in Gaza as people from that land. We are from there. Our DNA is from there. It doesn't matter that I'm in Manchester at all. I can still feel the pain and the suffering of what's happening to the land and the trees and the people and like my family. I can still that is trauma that is housed in my body on top of everything else. So and then while I was going through all of this, I just realized that I didn't actually have any real people, like real support system. Because when I've had things go wrong before in the past, but it was manageable, like no one really came to help. And I still had things like a career in my life and everything like that. But it was like my career got taken away. My sport career got taken away. Or my amateur sport career, which I was doing for like 10, 11 years before I had to stop. That got taken away. I've suddenly realised I had no real friends. My housing has been at risk because of this fake trust that's been on my house, and basically the leeching of the equity. They're obviously like providing loans and all sorts of other types of financial arrangements while blocking me from my own progress. So I'm not able to earn money, I'm not able to make new friends, I'm not able to find a partner, I'm not able to actually overcome and get past this. The trauma just keeps getting compounded and compounded and compounded. So it's the fact, so of all of that, the financial trauma of all the financial abuse and all the financial fraud, all of that is causing my fatigue. That is what needs to be cleared away. All of that needs to go. And basically I've just thought of all of this off the back of the reading that I just posted. And because I've had like bouts in the past few weeks of like my brain fog getting better and me recalling like nice memories from childhood and things like that, or like recalling being able to taste food differently, because people don't realize that your senses get completely affected by trauma. So just being able to enjoy flavors in a more profound way, being able to concentrate on a task for a long period of time. Like I used to sit in front of a computer for like 10 hours a day when I worked in the NHS. There is no way in hell that I can do that now. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do that ever, like not in the same way, like sit in front of a computer like that and write just writing reports or, you know, doing hundreds of emails or sitting in front of in Zoom meetings or whatever, like Teams meetings. Like, there's absolutely no way that I can do what I did in the NHS like that ever again. My whole body's changed because of what I've been through, but I'm just like, I'm not allowed to get on the other side of it. Yeah, they did that to me, but I can't heal until all of those stresses are removed, and they need to be removed. There is absolutely no way that anyone's going to be getting away with not helping me when I should have been helped, with trying to withhold financial support and legal support and all the support that I should have had, deliberately giving me wrong financial advice as well, not doing what they should have done at the right time, deliberately trying to break the law and implement I don't know what some people are doing, like, you know, just completely abusing the law, finding ways to implement things that do not really apply to my situation. Because they see me as they see my situation as a gold mine. And that's been the case for 3 years now. And it's like, well, why is it a gold mine for them, but I've been stopped from doing things like continuing with the restoration of the house, converting the loft so I've got a proper studio to work where I can put all my instruments there properly, have all my art supplies and stuff in one place, have a proper place to work so I'm not just doing it in every, like, here and there in every room, which my house is a renovation thing anyway, but I still need a dedicated space to actually work away from the renovation side of everything, which has been going on since 2017. So, and I've done everything on my own. I've had the odd help here and there, but mostly it's all my handiwork. It's all me. What are they gonna do? Like, this is, like, I've built this house according to my needs, and it's my creative space where I create, because that's what I've created for me, for my needs, for my workplace, for me being able to write, produce music, draw. But my income's being stolen. I'm not allowed to earn income because of these fake terror smears that have been put on my name. That's trauma. That's stuff that's other people's energy that they're putting on me that I've got to carry. That's other people's energy that's associated with me. All of these people, all of these vultures trying to create debt situations from my situation when I've just been pointing out fraud and saying the contract doesn't exist, the contract's void. And so they're selling the old financial agreements onto other people that are just vultures that won't leave me alone, when instead of taking responsibility for the fraud that they're doing, because I'm not going to engage in any sort of fraudulent transactions or any sort of fraudulent arrangements. If people are changing contracts, changing things about interest, applying charges and things, you know, doing things like giving you a date window to pay but then charging you as if it's late when it's not, or they're the ones who's shifting the dates and changing the windows all the time. That's not me. That's not me not wanting to pay. That's them doing their bullshit. The financial ombudsman completely blocking me, keeping me in a complaints process for a long time, and then after almost 18 months just cutting me off and saying I'm crazy. This is all trauma, and I need to get rid of all of that for my fatigue to go, because, and it's not me, it's that external environment attacking me constantly, and I can't cope anymore. I can't carry that. That is a massive burden. Nobody should ever have to live like that. I don't know how it's expected that anybody carry that. I'm not a shock absorber for all of that crime.
They literally brought crime to my door, terrorising me at home, terrorising me online, terrorising me when I'm trying to work and earn money, terrorising me through every single area of my life, terrorising me from having any friends, being able to socialise normally. It's all terror. Illegal surveillance every day. What is this? I can't live with this anymore. I should not be living with fatigue, having to stay in bed like this all the time. People didn't know. That's why I do readings and stuff from my bed. That's why I do a lot of things from my bed, because of the fatigue. Because of the constant fatigue that I've had to live with for years. And I've had enough. And I don't know if it's gonna take me actually literally going apeshit at people for something to drop, so for the penny to drop, that this is not normal. This is not normal at all. Leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with you. Your energy is sewage. I don't want to smell sewage every day for the rest of my life. Get the fuck out of my energy. I don't want anything to do with it. It shouldn't be anywhere near me. Trying to use my assets to kill my own people, trying to use my assets to get rid of me out of my own life, trying to use my assets to give loans to other people and block me from my own financial progress, putting me on the sanctions list so I don't have access to the same business opportunities as other women entrepreneurs. I should be congratulated for all the hurdles and all the barriers and all the stereotypes that I've broken all my life. Decades of what I've been building. These people, because they are gamblers and they piss money away like it's nothing, want to come and take everything that's mine and everything. I already gave up the career. I thought, okay, well, they kicked me out. 14 years is enough. They kicked me out. I already made another plan and wanted to make a business using my own crafts and my own artistic capabilities, my own business knowledge, my own project management knowledge, my own knowledge of product design, website design, product design, product management, product production from previous jobs. I've built up to this all my life and they've tried to stop me, stolen all my, HSBC stole my business plan, made up some bullshit, messed me around for 6-7 weeks and have modelled fake AI businesses with no real assets. So they've been giving loans off other people's plans for fake, that are now, all that's going bust because it's fake. Because it's fake. And the trauma attached to knowing all this, seeing what's happening, trying to tell people, look, and then people not choosing not to help me. How can they choose not to help me? And then now want to come for me like I'm the one who's not doing anything. When I warned them 2 years ago, more than 2 years ago. And they were like, no, we can't do anything with that financial institution. It's not really any of our business. And the land registry, they're the ones who do the illegal processes. The courts, they're the ones who process the application. They're all illegal. They're all made fraudulently. These are the people clogging up the court systems in the UK. They're redesigning the court systems supposedly because they're trying to manage an abnormal amount of demand. But who's creating this demand? It's these criminals. We haven't done anything to be dragged into those fake proceedings. It's them trying to avoid the real cases against them. They're trying to literally take everything we can meet completely, body, mind, spirit, physically, mentally, financially, spiritually, attack me in every way. Like they've used those drones to do all sorts of noise and stuff and emit vibrations that make all the wildlife go away. All of that is trauma. It's disturbing ecosystems, it's disturbing environments. And that is what is causing my fatigue. On top of that, there's been delays in processing, applications to get support to be able to finance EMDR therapy for trauma, for chronic pain management, which I have now because of everything I've had to live. And where nobody's alive. Literally everyone's walking around like zombies. I don't know what it is. Everyone's on drugs. Everyone's drunk. What is it? Why am I the only adult in the room talking sense? Why? I was saying about the dangers of what's happening to the financial climate. Well, when I first noticed, it was summer of 2023 when the first very weird thing happened. And nobody listened to me. So nobody can come crying to me now that everything is collapsing when I was telling them all that way back then, and they were treating me like I had issues and I'm the problem. I don't think so. I've talked about that before, like specifically about the fraudulent side of people trying to like affect me financially. But I'm talking about it in this context because it does cause trauma and you keep it in your body. And all of this compounding trauma is presenting itself as chronic fatigue, and like it's given me depression, anxiety, and all sorts of things attached to having to deal with this with no end in sight. The end will come when all of these people are forced to leave my life. They should never be in it. And all of this spyware and all of this tech surveillance and stuff, that is energy that affects my money. Money is currency. It's energy that flows. I've had no financial flow because of all of that interference for years, because their energy is poor. Their energy is impoverished. It's disgusting. It's not abundant at all. It's scarce. It's from lack. It's from destitution. It's from neglect. It's from poverty. I don't have that energy. And all of that malware and everything, all of that blocking me being able to, my own energy from being able to attract and bring in money for myself, which I did for years and years and years and years before all of this happened from 2021. No, they need to go. I give no consent for any tech to spy on me. In fact, I'm going to go back to pen and paper. I'm going to tell the doctors that I want to only have paper notes. I don't want electronic notes. I'm only going to deal with people face to face, not over the phone. Like, I'm literally going to go back to pen and paper because that's what I need to do to restore my energy, to not have chronic fatigue anymore. It's diabolical. It's absolutely disgraceful. And I have to, like, raise the roof like this and sound the alarm and tell people actually the truth about chronic fatigue. It's not a mind problem. It's not a mental health problem. It's a physical problem. The exhaustion, like after you do exercise and stuff, is real. It actually does wipe you out. That post exertion malaise is very real. I actually got knocked, like I slipped on some tram lines the other day and fell off my bike, and I'm just literally very, very sore, like abnormally sore, and then all my like where I landed and stuff is like way more swollen than it should be because my immune system is not right, because there's already inflammation in my system already, abnormal amounts of inflammation and stress hormone. So all like this needs to completely be just dealt with now. I've had enough. I can't live like this anymore. I want my life back. I want these terrorists out of my life. There's no trust anymore. When you go to the extent of using everything I've built to kill my people, to try and kill me, to try and make my life so I have nothing, literally nobody, nothing, no real anything, that I can't actually, like, I post online because it's like making art is in me. I can't actually control what comes out of me. Post online for my safety, so people know that I'm not dead. it's a complete disgrace that I even have to do that. I should have money to be able to pay the monthly fee to run a web store by now. Who's stealing my income? Who's put me on the dark web? Who's stolen all my photos? Who's done deep fake shit of me? Who's been using my email addresses for trafficking and all sorts of crime? Who's been doing that? The UK government know who's been doing it. They know who it is. It's Shitrail, and they're covering everything up for them. I don't think so anymore. It's the end of that bullshit. And the reading that I've just done, yeah, it might be for other situations, but it's literally gave me a light bulb moment that all of this trauma is what is causing, is the fatigue that's in my body, that I've been fighting for over a year to get the right help and support, to actually see the right therapist to get this trauma discharged out of my body. It needs to be gone. This is not mine to carry. It's not for me. I shouldn't have to bear this burden because all people have got pound signs in their eyes trying to take everything that's mine. They wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't Palestinian. They wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't a lone female. They're just basically targeting people and making vulnerabilities where they never existed before. And this is what needs to be brought to the light, and this is what they're going to have to face legal consequences for. Everything that they've been doing to abuse the system because they're panicking and thinking, oh, where can I get quick, opportunistic, rob a few 100,000 here, make someone homeless here, make someone homeless there, without any, like, this is the consequences of them already doing that since COVID. What's happening now, this crash that's happening now, is because they were doing that to people in COVID unnecessarily, needlessly, and they're still trying to carry on. They're not doing that to me. I'm not going to let them. But that's basically, they don't learn. So there's no way in hell I'm ever entering any sort of financial arrangements with the UK financial system again. They're not taking anything of mine. Everything they've done is fraud, and they're going to have to pay damages. They're going to have to pay damages for how they've impacted my life for no reason. Somebody give me a valid reason for what you've done. Where they're all cowards. Nobody shows the faces. Nobody shows anything. They're all doing everything from behind the desks, behind computer screens, with no regard. Nobody ever gets the punishment for the crimes that they do. No, my life has not been my own for years now. I want my life back. I want to be able to run in the mountains again. And there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to. Once I get all of these demonic sewage energies out of my life, I cannot stand it anymore. I cannot stand this bullshit anymore. It's the end. It's not continue. This is the last of me living with fatigue and not battling through it. And next year I'm gonna fight to get them all gone out of my life with no return. They are the ones who don't value loyalty, loyal customers. My loyalty was misguided. At the end of the day, they've all just been they've not valued me as a customer, because, like, for one scenario, like the bank that I banked with a bank since I was 16. Like, pretty much everything from that bank now is going to be closed because of complete lack of trust. They don't value loyalty. It's more valuable to retain customers than to always be desperate trying to acquire new ones. If you establish trust and you keep customers consistent and long term, that's just, to me, that's basic. That's very basic. There's no value on real loyalty, real loyal partnerships. And they're the ones who ruined the contract by doing all of this shady stuff in the background, thinking that I won't know what they're doing, but I do. I absolutely do. And it's the end of that now, because I'm not living with fatigue like this for another year. like what I've lived with since 2022. No way. No way. I need to go and be in the sun for my condition, because when I went to America Latina, I felt I was loads better. The sea, like around Mexico where I was swimming, it was like the Dead Sea, so it was like healing my skin, getting rid of all the acne and stuff off my skin. It was healing my hair. It was doing a lot for me. I need to be able to go to places with the sun because of my skin color. Because of my skin color. And people need to face facts about that. Stopping me from being bedbound and stuff. I can't even access the sun in Manchester. Can't even get my normal running tan that I used to always have. No, this is not normal. No amount of vitamin D tablets is going to do anything. You need nourishment in your life from different means, and I've just been not allowed to have any. They don't want me to have anything good, and it's the end of that now. I give my art and everything. It's for people. It's for people to have it impact their lives. It's not for Shitrel to steal. It's not for the UK government to steal my income and seize my intellectual property as their own asset. They don't own me. God owns me. They don't own me. I belong to God. I don't belong to them. They can just fuck off. I'm not their property. I'm not public property. I'm a civilian with rights, and that's it. I'm a sovereign woman with rights, like every woman in this country. But they don't want to treat us like that. They don't want us to challenge anything. They don't want us to have anything. Like, what you have to fight to just get basic things. Why do anything I instigate to get things moving in a direction that would free me from this situation? Do I get left on hold for years, more than a year, without proper engagement from people in the land registry, people in the ombudsman service or whatever, and then they get cut off from them anyway? Without being directed towards the right people who can help me legally, people saying, oh, they can't help because it's like the wrong legal field or whatever. Why is not like, but then they can implement processes, get fake things through the court, get fake cases through very easily. Like, normal cases are not going to the court because I'm being denied the proper support, and people aren't complying with subject access requests, information requests, anything like that, to send any data that they have on my cases, because they're all incriminating for them, because they know they're fucked up. So all of that stuff's delayed, and then also cases getting pulled out due to bullshit reasons, like help with fees applications was not done, and they were. It's just people in the system pulling cases for making up bullshit reasons to pull cases. So they don't actually pay the damages for the damage that they've done, and then finding other ways to use the magistrate courts to do other criminal things. No. All of that stuff is clogging up the justice system, and then they're complaining now that they've got to change the rules. It's all bullshit. They're changing the rules so they don't get prosecuted. You can't do stuff like seize my income, seize my assets, block me from financial opportunities, block me from earning money, not help me. Like, people with long-term conditions, they will have rights. They have extra rights. Where are my extra rights? Women, they're protected as well. Like, where is all of these protections that come with being a more vulnerable person in society? Where are they? Why do the robbers' rights count more than mine? This trauma is not going to live in my body anymore. And even if this rant is the first real big release of me to say, no, not anymore. No. Chronic fatigue is caused by trauma. 100% caused by trauma. Because it can't be a coincidence, all the trauma that I've had to face, successive trauma. There was some before 2019, but the one since 2019 was very severe. Very severe. Massive changes that I had to really grieve, like parts of my life. I've grieved the fact that I might never be able to compete in running again. But why? Why did I even have to go through that? Why? It's not true. I am going to be able to mountain run again. I am going to run more marathons. I am going to be able to do long distance cycles again. I am going to be able to train like how I used to. There's no reason why I can't be myself like that. There's no reason why. And these people just need to get out of my energy, because it's for me and my life. It's not for them. It's not for them. And anyone else experiencing fatigue or anything like this, like me, that's what you need to know. Your energy is yours. It's yours. It's not theirs to own. It's not theirs to siphon. It's not theirs to abuse. But when you're attacked from every single which way like me, and there just doesn't seem to be any form of help in physical reality, it just seems like that for ages and ages and ages, all you can do is pray. But next year's the year where the people in physical reality are going to come, and they're going to help, and they're going to get all this mess sorted out and get all of these crazy stalkers removed. If I have to get restraining orders against the government, then I'll get restraining orders against the government. I'm not messing anymore. My health is the most important thing to me, and I've not lived the life that I deserve to live for too long now. Too long. It's bad in everything. All of that. All of the hereditary trauma on top of that. All of they've destroyed our farms, killed family members in Gaza. They've destroyed our my dad's childhood home and neighborhood, and that's in my body. That's us. That's in us. We are the land. We are the place, and people need to see that we are the place. It doesn't matter that we're in the diaspora or whatever. We are Gaza. We are the people of Gaza. We are Gaza. We that is our DNA. This is aside from all the other bullshit that happened in my actual physical life here. Notwithstanding all of this stuff that's carried forward from generations and generations of crime upon crime upon crime upon crime upon crime, still doing the same things over and over again, having to witness other people being killed in the same way as my grandfather was killed in front of my dad, and people still not learning any lessons, having to see this stupid Gaza peace plan that is literally just exactly the same as every other colonial thing that they've tried to do. It's not new. These people don't have new ideas. They do the same thing over and over again. They're just the worst one-trick ponies you've ever seen. And they think that no, people don't notice. We do notice. We notice. They think that we're stupid because we believe God is the greatest avenger, and God is the greatest avenger. But sometimes you have to do things in physical reality. You do have to do it. And I don't have a lot of energy a lot of the time, because the attacks have been getting worse and worse and worse and worse. But this is why it's just getting to the point now where there's just going to have to be other physical people who are going to have to do stuff on my behalf, because I can't keep interacting with these degenerates anymore. It's beneath me. I can't keep interacting with these degenerates anymore. There's no getting through to them. Their agenda is theft. Their agenda is theft. Is asset theft. And they're going to still keep trying to maintain that it's not. To get themselves out of prison, to not go to prison. But they're not going to get away with it now. And it doesn't, and none of this jiggery pokery with the magistrate system is going to work, because this is beyond that. This is not for the magistrates court. This crimes that has been done to me is very severe, very calculated. They knew exactly what they were doing. So they've been targeting me since 2021. They've profiled me. Like they knew exactly what they were doing. You're telling me the people who've not been siphoning my income don't know what they're doing? You're telling me the people that put me on the dark web didn't have intentions about what they were doing to earn money? You're telling me the people that are stealing my videos, stealing my voice, stealing my anything about me to do whatever crimes that they're doing, and my address, my phone number, doing all of their trafficking and fake delivery things using my Instagram account and all of that. Do you think they didn't know what they were doing? Do you think Instagram covering it up didn't know what they were doing? Because it's the actual Instagram people. It's these Zio lobby people that terrorize people like this. Itchy nose, I'm on the money. I'm on the money. The people doing all of that is the Zio lobby people that get government funding, and the government knows, and the government doesn't want it to come out. All of that is trauma in my body that has given me fatigue for far too long, and it's not fucking my problem. It's never been my problem. I don't want anything to do with you. These are all vermin. These are all parasites. These are all sewage, and you need to do one, and that's it. That sewage is not in my body anymore. I should not have to deal with that. I should not have to feel scared about the surveillance from putting the trash out, even in my house. Not doing any gardening because there's cameras everywhere, drones everywhere, and I don't know what they're going to do with not doing normal shit, not washing my car, not normal shit, just to maintain a decent standard of living, because there's surveillance everywhere. That is not fucking normal. That is trauma that is causing me fatigue, because I'm not able to move in my life how an ordinary person should move. And that's the end of the story. There is going to be legal ramifications for this. I'm sick of speaking about it and nothing changing. I'm sick of always being met with people that know what they shouldn't be doing, instead of actually finding out what they can do and what they should be doing. I'm sick of meeting people that are applying rules that are actually fraud, are actually crime, are actually illegal, and saying, well, that's just the way it is. No, show me the contract, show me the law that you're following. Show me. That's how it is. That's how it actually is. Not these made up things. No, disguised as reform. No, it's not reform. It's organised crime. That is also trauma in my body, because I'm not a criminal. I avoid corruption. If I do anything like that, God, don't worry. I'm not it's not like I've never sinned. God convicts me. But engaging in big crime like that and knowing what's going on and then willfully participating in it, there's no way in hell I'm doing that. No way. These people think that they apply justice here. No, it's nothing like any justice that God gives you. I can guarantee you. I'm not facing that. I'm not doing that. God is my number one. God will always be my number one. I am the property of God. I'm not the property of any of these degenerates who literally make their life job in life every day asset theft and crime, fraud, attempted murder, rape, all of the crimes you can think of. Zio society is founded in all of the crimes you can think of. Human experiments. That's basically what I've been. A human experiment for these people that have got nothing better to do than stalk. It's all like, and I've been saying this for years, confirmation, and now it's getting rolled out to everybody. So they must have deemed what they've done to me as successful control. It's not successful control. They've got to pay damages, and everything needs to be reversed. They need to go away. They don't. There's no world in which that kind of energy and my energy will ever coexist, because that energy has that soul has a lot of growth to do. A lot of growth. They've not done anywhere near as much growth as me. To get to my level of still experiencing joy, still feeling light despite everything, still being able to see things optimistically, still being able to, hope is in me. Do you think Palestinians, we don't have hope in our blood? Get real. Get real. Get real. They'll just never embody what we embody. They'll never be us. They'll never embody us. It doesn't matter any amount of study, any amount of stalking, any amount of trying to take everything away from us. Why don't they just build their own? Why don't they just build their own instead of trying to ruin what other people have, the good things that other people have got going on? It's the end now. I'm not living with this trauma anymore. This fatigue has got no business being in my life. All of that drain, all of those drains, and all of everything, all of this crime that has been inflicted on me, that is what's causing it. That is what's causing it. Bullying, gaslighting, crime, never being around to be never being around to be anywhere with good people who don't cause me such angst and anxiety, and having to deal with reprobate after reprobate after reprobate after reprobate. No, that's the end now. It's the end of that. Really, they should be doing the changes on a societal level, because I guarantee I'm not the only one who's been having to suffer like this for a prolonged period of time. I might be one of the few that's actually vocal about it. But I guarantee there's been people before me. People have had chronic fatigue longer than 3 years. People have chronic fatigue for 10 years, sometimes longer than that. God forbid. I just don't see that for my life. I just don't see my life being like that for longer than what it already has been. It's not tolerable. It's not tolerable anymore. Obviously, people do your own research about chronic fatigue if you are someone that lives with it like me. I'm just talking from my experience, but nothing is not, like, everything's connected, and it's just the fact that I've had all of these traumas, and then there's just keeps adding on, because there's just more and more psycho-narcissistic people in society that are desperate and impoverished, and just targeting people who are vulnerable, trying to get what they can get. I mean, I've talked about it before, but with the protests supporting the Direct Action group in the UK against the Chitrail arms industry, the most people that they've been arresting is the pensioners, because they want to steal the assets. Because under terrorism fake labels, you can steal assets. That's why they've done it. That's the whole agenda. If anybody doesn't know, that is the whole agenda behind that bullshit. To take property. To put old people in prison under fake terror charges. And steal inheritance from people so they can't pass it down. That's what they're trying to do to me. They're trying to take away my capacity to have a stable partnership. All of this stuff, you can't have a relationship that, you know, you have to be really strong in a relationship to withstand all of this stuff. I'm doing it on my own. It's not normal. This is not normal at all. At all. At all. They don't deserve to be in my energy and be anywhere near the grace that I've had to have under everything that they've lobbed at me for all this time. Everything they've tried, every single bullshit, opportunistic, psychotic, psychopathic attempt to diminish me. No, because I have the grace of God in me. In fact, my name means that. That is the meaning of my name. So they can go away. I'm not going to change. I'm still going to be me. I'm still going to be. I'm still going to know what they're doing, what's going on, because it's not like I can pretend to not be intelligent. I'm intelligent, and I just know what's going on. Like there's no pretending. There's literally no pretending. There's no hiding. There's no hiding at all. That's the end of the video. I'm not gonna lie, I do feel like I have released something. I do feel like it's the start. This anger is like a righteous anger that just needed to happen. Like I needed to blow my top about it like this. And don't let anyone make you feel shame for being angry. I mean, I'm not saying be violent to people, don't beat people up and stuff, but righteous anger is a genuine thing. And if you've got a genuine cause to have righteous anger, that's God working through you to heal, I guarantee. Anyway, thanks for watching and thanks for being present with me. I hope this does help people. I hope this inspires people to actually take charge of their own life and stand up and fight back, because these people, they don't have a off switch. Thieves are just thieves. They don't stop thieving, they don't stop conniving, they don't stop scheming. But I just don't associate with people like that. Shouldn't have to have this type of corrupt criminal people in my energy on a prolonged basis. No, I don't associate with it. I don't want to associate with it anymore. I don't want it in my life. There's no reason why they don't want it. I want my money to go back to its normal rate of flow. I don't want all of these people spying on everything. That's blocking my money, because it's their energies in my energy and interfering with my financial flow. They need to leave. They need to leave. They're not welcome. They never were welcome. Go away. Go away. You can't be siphoning people's energy like that. It's not even making them any money anymore. That's why they're just on the rob even more. They're on the rob rampage worse than ever. More than desperate than you thought they were desperate in 2022. No, the desperation now is, the stench is it's just disgusting. So it's not even all this stalking and latching onto people's energy, spying on everything, obstructing people's flow. It's not even making them any money. Well, AI is not making money anyway. AI is not, like, all the studies show that it's only like 5% of companies that actually invest in AI found a benefit in it. So that just goes to show what a complete, like, and that's even, you know, even including if you do use it with good intentions, not just the people who have been pirates and all of that, like what's happened to me. You know, not just the people creating fake investment portfolios off other people's actual real portfolios of work. No, it's not. I'm not talking about that, all that crime side of it. I'm talking about, like, if you're if you don't take that into account and you just look at it from a just businesses trying to integrate AI as part of like their technology strategy in their company to move with the times, it's only 5% see a benefit. So most companies don't get their return that they anticipate from implementing these improvements. I feel like I can breathe better. It's really, really odd. I feel like I can breathe better. I don't know, but I do. I feel like after that rant, I can breathe better because it stops you from breathing. It feels like just weight. Everything is heavy, and that needs to stop now because obviously, as a marathoner, you need to be able to breathe for a long time. I want to get back to doing the normal stuff that I used to do. I want to get back to using location services without thinking that people are going to find me and assassinate me. Like, that sort of thing, that's the sort of fears that I have in my life because of what's happened to me. It's not normal. Nobody should ever have to have that. Nobody. Anyway, this has ended up being like almost an hour video, which I wasn't even planning for it to be. But if there's anything else that comes up on this topic, I am going to post about it, just to let you know. And I do hope that it helps someone else and it inspires other people to lean into the rage, literally lean into the rage, and not be ashamed, and not see it as a taboo, or not be held down by all the different labels and negative associations that society places on rage, because there needs to be rage in these kinds of situations. Is very appropriate. Very appropriate. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Love yous, bye.